Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger Comic Book Review. We are in the top 4 list for DC this week. I had to start a new part because I have a lot to say about the last two. First off, let's start with a Green Lantern book, which it isn't really a Green Lantern book. Red Lantern's number 3. As you guys can see by the cover, Atrocitus chooses Bleeze to be his the only other Red Lantern that will have the ability to think instead of being a complete mindless animal. He throws her into the pool, and she goes down into the pool, and for some weird reason, the red, from the Red Lantern, or the red from the planet, enters her mind, and basically she starts to remember what happened before she became a Red Lantern and what turned her into a Red Lantern. And there is a, this is what I'm thinking, they show 1 page worth of 2 brothers on Earth. One brother is wants to kill, it's 2 pages, I'm sorry, it's 1 page and a half. One brother is going to kill the guy that killed his grandfather who died, you know, he was mugged and he wouldn't give the guy's wallet way back in the first issue, and the guy killed him. Turns out that he finds out who the guy is, and basically he tries to set the guy's house on fire. It doesn't work because his brother stops him. I think by the first story's end, one of these brothers is going to end up a Red Lantern. Now, my thought is, this brother who's full of rage, this one that makes you think he's going to be a Red Lantern, it's not going to be him. I think it's going to be the calmer brother who keeps holding back. Every time he gets mad, he's like, you know what, I don't want to hit you. Getting angry isn't going to make things better. And then the older brother punches him anyway. I think my thoughts on it, if either of them are going to become a Red Lantern, it's going to be the guy that's the pacifist. All of a sudden he's going to snap. I think he's going to snap. So now Bleeze has her entire memory back, and she hates Atrocitus for it. She's like, my mindless frenzy cocooned me from all these terrible memories. And he's like, you have to get over it, Bleeze. We all have to. Now help me stop the Red Lanterns from fighting. And she's like, I can't. I'm like traumatized by my memories. And Atrocitus says, you know what? You need to clear your head. You got to start thinking clearly. And then he shows her that it turns out that 2 of the suitors that came for her way back hired or got this Yellow Lantern, which caused her to become a Red Lantern. They basically got him to invade her planet and take her as a wife against her will.
Oh wow.
And she confronts these 2 people. There's a lot of stuff in the middle that you guys might want to read into about Bleeze. I like the background on Bleeze. I really do like Bleeze as a character. Basically, she looks for revenge. She kills one and then she wants to spare the other. Spoiler though, Atrocitus kills the guy anyway though. And she's like, you can't do that. You need to. My way was just as pitiless and more subtle. And Atrocitus is like, I'm not interested in your subtlety. And she's like, in that case, you should have left me with the mind of a raging beast, like the others. But it turns out that Miss Bleeze has control over the Red Lanterns. You could actually see the Red Lanterns listen to her and actually stop fighting when she's talking to them. So she might have an upper hand on Atrocitus that he better keep his eye out. And he actually says, I'm going to have to be very careful with Bleeze. Very careful. And I like how Dexter makes an appearance in the last 2 pages. I'm liking it. I like the story. I wish he'd stop talking to Krona though. I really do. And then in the next issue it says, who are the chosen ones? I'm guessing he will choose others to have their minds back. Maybe all of them by the end of this will have their minds back and won't be as crazy or wild animals like they were when they were first introduced in the DCU.
Like Star Wars, who's the chosen one?
I think this can go either way. It could be very good or very bad, depending on how the story goes. Here's hoping that it stays very good. Okay. My favorite Justice League, because Justice League 1 is just not holding true. Justice League International, number 3, with Booster Gold and everybody else. Everything's going wrong. In the very beginning of this, the people who put the team together from the UN the guy is going crazy. He's thinking, my career's over. We hired these people to, we didn't hire them. We got these people together so that they can be like our dream team for the government. They can be our, and it's not working because now it turns out it went from just saving a bunch of missing people to a full-fledged 4 giant robots all around the world, and we have to figure out what they're doing and why they're doing whatever they're doing. So the team splits up, 2 people per robot. Batman and Booster Gold are with 1 robot. Sergeant, General Steel, and Godiva are on another. Red Rocket and Icer with 1. Fire Vixen with another. Each team gets picked off 1. They all go. It turns out these robots were in caverns underneath the Earth, so they're all going to observe and to gather information. That's the whole episode, the issue basically. Each one gets picked off 1 by 1. Even Batman and Booster Gold's team were the last 2 that got. I don't know. You don't know if they got captured. All you know is Batman and Booster Gold got overrun by several of the little workers inside the cavern. And then it turns out Green Lantern's listening in on this conversation between the 2 people from the UN. He's like, of course they're in over their head. But he finds out that there's a spaceship. They found out about a spaceship up in, above the Earth. So he takes it upon himself to go observe it. And spoiler alert, he gets knocked out by this guy. And in the next issue, I believe I gotta get the quote right. Next issue will be the JLI versus Paraxis, and that's this guy.
That's hard to pronounce.
Paraxis. Okay. I like it. I love Justice League International. Love the team lineup. Godiva does seem pretty useless though. She's more eye candy than anything else. I haven't seen her do. I haven't seen her do. I haven't seen her do one super feat. She even says I'm useless.
Yeah. Sorry.
I even see her. I even see her. Thank you.
He's saying something else.
She has no powers, dude. Her hair grows. That's about all I've noticed. And she's completely useless. And she even says, I'm useless. Why am I here? She doesn't know how to fight.
She even admits it.
Yeah. I don't understand. Maybe at some point she'll become...
I think there's potential. This book is good though.
Really good. I'm loving it.
Compared to the first issue, honestly.
I'm loving it. I'm hoping it stays good. Dan Jurgens is writing this. Dan Jurgens is doing art on Green Lantern. You put Dan Jurgens on most anything and it's awesome. I'm sorry, Dan, but if you take over this relaunched Superman, I don't even think you could save him unless you bring back the old Superman or fix things.
You might fix things, you don't know.
Really good. I would absolutely say this is the Justice. If you have to pick one Justice League book, International is my enjoyment. You like Dark.
Dark is also.
I'm an International. Now the last 2. And they both intertwine with each other, so I'm going to show both, but I'm going to start off with this one first. Animal Man number 3 and Swamp Thing number 3. Both are my favorites of the week.
Talking a lot about those.
Animal Man, the red. It turns out that, and these are all spoilers, Buddy Baxter is not the avatar for the Red. It is his daughter Maxine. He was supposed to just protect Maxine. He's just an agent of the Red. So he's not the almighty avatar, it's his daughter. And she's just a little girl, but the war is coming. There is a rot in the Red. And they do mention the green in here, so there is an inevitable crossover with Swamp Thing, which is why I'm guessing they both come out in the same week. At some point they're going to tie in. And the rot is in Swamp Thing too, but we're going to start with this. 2 of the rot agents go into the Red to destroy Buddy and his daughter, while one of the other agents goes after the wife and son, because if the wife gave birth to one avatar, maybe she can give birth to another if this avatar is killed. So one is going after the wife and son, the other one is going after Buddy and his daughter. And there's a fight going on between Buddy and the 2 in the Red, while Buddy's wife and son are on the run from the other agent, whom actually lives. They think they got away from him. He possesses or goes into one of the agents that they call for help from the FBI, and basically this agent goes to them, and of course now is possessed by the rot, and to be continued. That's what really good. Artwork could be a little. It takes getting used to. There's some sick stuff in here. Both, it's a known from Swamp Thing. I was
going to say, there's some warp thing.
I have to warn you guys, there is a lot of sick stuff in this book. I would not like to be in either of these. I would not like to be in Scott Snyder or Jeff Lemire's head, because they have some really sick, twisted stuff going on in their head.
Lots of crazy.
But I'm warning you guys, you have to have strong stomachs and make sure that you're not a kid.
Yeah.
This is not for children.
18 plus, I'd say at least.
No. This is something for more of an adult reader or a teenager. It says rated T plus. T plus, so teen, like an older teen it means.
16 at the least.
My opinion. Younger. They say 13.
And I think it should be
Yeah, and let the horror continue. Swamp Thing #3. You find out here, and here's this bit of a spoiler. Alec Holland can manipulate the green. The green, he has a green thumb, basically. That's what. Oh man, why can't I remember names of characters?
Oh,
It pisses me off.
Yeah, me too. I have to always look for names.
This was a weird splash page.
I don't even want to get into that.
Abigail Arcane. Basically, Abigail wants to make sure that this is Alec Holland, so she pretends to shoot him. Alec, goes in a panic. You see a splash page of a skeleton. I don't know why. It might have some ramification. It might mean something for the future, but at the moment I have no idea why. And it turns out that Abigail said it was just testing. It turns out that he still can manipulate his surroundings, the green, the plant life. He still has the ability to manipulate it somehow. But basically, the moral of this book is Abigail has a brother who he's stuck in a bubble. He can't breathe air. He has to stay in a protective, purified air environment, or else he'll die.
Oh, okay.
But he's connected. It turns out that Abigail's connected to the rot also. They mention the rot in here. The rot is going after. You don't see the rot actually in this book for the first time. You don't see it. The sick, twisted flies and everything. That's not in this book.
Oh, okay.
So in this book, though, you find out that Abigail Arcane, her family actually helped nurture the rot. And the reason she never knew that way back in the other series was because she was always with Swamp Thing. And Swamp Thing showed her more of the green, so she was kind of protected by Swamp Thing. But when Swamp Thing died or went away, I believe he died. I don't know what the last issue, what happened.
He
doesn't really die, I don't think, right?
I believe he died in the last issue.
He did?
Basically, Abigail was left alone.
He's revived now.
Either way, he was gone. He was gone. That's what she said.
No one dies.
Yeah, exactly. He was gone, and she was left alone, and that's when the rot started to settle in. So she stayed in the swamps because the swamps is where the rot can't really reach for some weird reason. So even though she's protected by the swamp, she still hears whispers in her mind. So she's connected to the rot, and her brother is connected to the rot, and the rot reaches out to the brother. And the brother has some sick, twisted psychic powers, man. That's all I'm going to say. There's still sick and twisted stuff in here, even without the flies.
Great.
And the brother basically gets a scuba unit, and he escapes. Now, what Abigail's telling Alec is, you have to join again with the green and become the ultimate avatar of the green Swamp Thing and to stop my brother from joining with the rot, because if he joins with the rot, he'll be an unstoppable avatar for death and rot. So basically, Alec Holland must become the green before her brother, I think his name is Bobby Arcane, becomes the rot. I have a feeling both of them are going to become avatars at the same time, and it's going to be an epic fight. My prediction could be wrong. There might be a huge story arc that crosses both of these over before this first story's over.
It would be amazing if Found Man and Swamp Thing had a team thing.
But Alec has powers with the green. Alec can manipulate the green. It would be, but I'm telling you, I never thought I would like this. I really...
Yeah, I'm not into that kind of stuff.
I was not. I hate horror. This took me by surprise. I bought the first printing of #1 because everybody was ranting and raving. But I've got to admit, these two books are real.
You're focusing on the story.
They're really good. That's why they're not standing.
You're focusing on the storyline. That's why.
I mean, I knew I was going to get Swamp Thing, but because they were so intertwined, I felt, okay, since they're intertwined, I'll get Animal Man. But I'm just amazed that a horror story. I mean, Walking Dead's a horror story, and so are a couple of others. But this is gore. This is disgusting, sick, twisted. You got to wonder if Jeff Lemire and Scott Snyder I tell people they don't want to come into my... You don't want to go into their brains, because obviously they can think up some sick and twisted
about your
stuff.
brain, yeah.
Just crazy psychotic things.
It's so good, though. It's sick, it's disgusting, it's twisted, but it's for adult readers once again. I feel this is more adult, not even teen.
I think
and it's good. It's good. I like Swamp Thing a lot. I like the way it's going, but I have a feeling Alec Holland's going to have to become Swamp Thing completely in order to stop Abigail's brother.
Possibility.
So, guys, enjoy seeing Alec Holland as a human, because I have a feeling in another month or two, he is going to become Swamp Thing full-fledged. Or, this is a possibility too, he might have the ability to change between the two, kind of like Superman opens his shirt, becomes Superman. He can join with the green, let the green surround him, and become the avatar of the green.
Being not big.
You don't know.
Take off, you can get it off this time. instead of just being that Swamp Thing.
I don't
Exactly.
know. There's so many possibilities, and it's so.
That's what makes it
Good.
so good when there's so many different.
I mean, it's sick and twisted.
Scenarios.
I'm supposed to be saying this is bad, and I'm not.
And I know you, Chris. Well, you don't like horror and gore at all, so I'm saying something.
But this is good.
But that says
You're looking at the story. That's all.
Both these issues are comics of the week. Third month in a row
You
for their
seem
week.
surprised yourself. Look on your face.
I never was an Animal Man fan, but because it's maybe it's because it's so intertwined with Swamp Thing. Maybe when they go their separate ways completely, maybe that'll change. Maybe not. But Animal Man's really good. Jeff Lemire is doing a really good job on Animal Man, and Scott Snyder. I have Swamp Thing signed by Scott Snyder. I have a Batman Detective Comics. Scott Snyder really does a lot of good work, also. And Jeff Lemire and Scott Snyder are friends, and that's why their books are so intertwined. And this is the dark side of DCU, guys. The dark, dark side.
Very dark.
And I'm loving it.
Evil.
I'm loving it. I'm
That's great.
really. I have nothing bad. The only bad thing I can say is it's sick and twisted, and it's not for kids.
Too
So
graphic.
unfortunately, if you're under the age of like 16, I don't think you should read
That's right. I
this.
said 18, but 16 the limit.
16 is the absolute lowest limit for this book. Anything lower than that, I don't think you should read this, because it'll leave a little bit of it'll scar you a bit. Not a scar, but it'll give you nightmares.
I know what you
It'll
mean.
give you thoughts and
Yeah.
fuel for your nightmares for a while.
You don't need it. You can do it to older people. Seriously, some people.
I thank God I have a way of, knowing this is just a comic story, and thank you for ruining that. But I know I'm
15.
almost done. Yeah.
Yeah, I should go behind the...
Yeah, you can go behind the camera
Yeah,
now.
see if the
5
battery's
minutes.
good. Alright,
here we
so
go.
I will see you guys later.
Okay, so with that, I've just really enjoyed this, guys. If you're over 16, which I know all of you are, I've seen your reviews. These are the two titles I would highly, highly recommend. If you've got a drop, let's say you bought all 52 comics. First of all, you must have a lot of money. But let's say you bought all 52 titles and you could only hold on to 5. Top 5 are JLI, Swamp Thing, Animal Man. Mike loves Hawk and Dove.
Absolutely, and Green Arrow.
And Mike loves Green Arrow and Green Lantern. You know what? I'd say you have to have at least 10 of these books. The Green Lantern too, but you gotta know Green Lantern. Batman's really good. There was, I'd say half and half. Half the books just didn't make it. The other half
I'll
did.
say it for this. Hawkman, honestly, I would not put as a new someone jumping on board, but as someone like that knows Hawkman, they would be good to keep up with the story or keep it going because they know Hawkman.
But you know what? I said that the sales amount, like the charts would prove it, and DC's just holding strong. And Marvel has a lot of big events. We will see.
2 more months. I want to see the sales, and I want to see also the parts.
Yeah, we'll see. Marvel has a lot of big ideas. DC is going really strong with their 52. I just wish they'd stop calling them. Just take off the new. You know,
Ignore
leave 52. Take off the new. It's not new
It's going to
anymore.
be there for all 52 issues.
I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. The only thing that really is depressing is the superhero that got me into all of this is not the superhero. I'll tell you guys one thing about this book that I like. The Superman in
I
this
still like
book,
that.
as you can see in the back cover, is the Superman I love. The Superman I grew up with and the Superman I love reading about. And he is in this book. That's what gives this book an automatic +1 for me.
And it's Batman. Come on.
And it's Batman, yeah, that's another one. But the fact that the old Superman's in there is what gives the
That's
book
great.
an extra plus. I just don't like the new Superman. I read the book, and if it was new to me, I'd probably be enjoying it a little bit more. But because it's not new, and I've spent 25 years, I've read. I mean, you can't say I've read the book for 25 years, but I've gone so far back in Superman that I feel like I've been there for almost all 25 years because I have all the issues from like 1990 all the way through to now. And for those years, it's hard for me to just say, okay, all those 25 years are done now. Now we got a new Superman. He's not this anymore. He's not that anymore. He's like he was back in 1938. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've dedicated so much of my time to enjoying the Superman, even through the bad stories. And Superman had a lot of good stories in the 90s. It's just the 2000s have really put a damper on Superman. But I just can't get into this new Superman because I've invested so much of my time and my enjoyment in the original I can't like the new one
They're
as much
making
as
him
I
like one
try.
of the other characters, sort of like with his
not working
attitude
for
wise,
me.
and it's not.
It's not working
Superman.
for me. That's just it. It's not. It's just like Green Arrow. Green Arrow was revamped too.
Like
He's
you said,
younger.
new fans might like it because they're new. They don't know the old.
Right.
They don't know what you not. They don't know what you're talking about, but they don't know like that. Thing.
Exactly. So that's my only complaint is Superman. I wish things would change, and the way they redid Superboy is just appalling.
I don't even want to ask.
Appalling. That's
You showed
another
me
book.
one.
By next week we'll know if Superboy makes it or breaks it, and I'm being
That'll be
honest.
sad for you too. For sure.
Oh, it's gonna be depressing. So anyway, guys, Swamp Thing #3 and Animal Man #3, both of them really good. If you're over 16,
and look
check it
past the
out.
horror, I have to say, because
Really good, check it out.
Stuff is-
Justice International 3 still got me very happy. Same thing with Red Lantern #3. Has its moments of good and bad. It's up to you guys. I'm enjoying it. Hawk and Dove #3, Michael.
Fantastic, getting issue 4.
The Batman Detective Comics, I wish they didn't dumb down Batman so much, like Ghost Critic, my friend, said, and I kind of agree with that. But other than that, it was pretty good. Joe, you read Legion Secret Origin.
Yeah,
I thought it was okay.
I want to see where it goes. It's okay, decent.
Okay. Green Arrow #3, Michael.
Good, getting issue 4.
And Hawkman, Joe
Yeah, I
#2.
get it. It's actually picked up since 1, actually. I think 3 has potential. Hopefully it can go one way or the other. Hopefully it'll be good, so I'll get it, yeah.
Voodoo #2, I will not be making it to issue 3. It's another drop. Grifter #3 also was dropped. So since I didn't mention it back with Grifter 2, I am dropping Grifter also. Action Comics 3 came out. I'm not rating it. If you compare Superman now to Superman in the 90s, it'll always suck. If you're a new reader though, you might enjoy it. Amazing Spider-Man #673, really good. Spider Island was great. If you didn't get the issues, get the trade paperbacks. X-Men #20 was a delight, even though it is Cyclops' team. I would say check it out. It doesn't involve Sentinels. Fear Itself, Captain America, Fear Itself 7.1, Captain America side. I would say check it out. It was really, really good. Amber said X-23 #16 was really good, so check that out. Uncanny X-Men #1, I doubt I'm coming back for #2. I might just for the simple fact to laugh at Emma Frost's missing arm a bit. If not for that, I'll be honest, it's $3.99 that could be in my pocket. It's $3.99 that could be in my pocket. And it's coming out twice a month, by the way, guys. Uncanny's coming out twice a month. So if I have a lot of comics that week,
yeah, see what the week is.
This will be the only Uncanny X-Men I get then. But I don't think I'm coming back. Fear Itself, The Fearless #2, once again, not coming back. The Defenders, flip cover to Avengers X Sanction. Freebie, check it out at your local comic book stores. The Traveler #12 ended really well. The only other way you could have made the ending a little bit better was him meeting Julia again, like face to face, but trade paperback this series, Soldier Zero and Starborn, really good. Amber enjoyed Lady Death #11, for those of you interested, check it out. And Transformers 29, one more issue to go until the death of Optimus Prime, and I'm only getting the next issue just to finish Chaos off, and then I'm done. I shouldn't have even bothered collecting Transformers, because I did not know that they were going to end the series and split it into 2 more series with 2 teams, just like they did X-Men. Stupid.
Too much.
I should have waited one more story. And also Batman Noel came out this week. I'd highly say, I won't review it here, but I will say I highly recommend it to buy for those of you Batman
And the
fans.
Superman comic.
And the old Superman comic I got this week also. It really doesn't have any ramifications on this. This came out back in 1995. That is the Superman I choose to acknowledge, not that one. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this week's Dark Avenger comic book review. Look forward to videos throughout the week if I have the time and stuff to talk about. Keep an eye on my Twitter, and Twitter is only for fun. Once again, it's only little news here and there that I would like to tweet or talk about in the moment. So I have a few people who already actually sent me a friend request on Twitter. Like,
cool.
not friended me, they followed. It's called following. They followed me, and I follow them now too. So
it's nice.
It's fun.
Like you said, you want to get something started with the comic instead of this whole celebrity thing like everyone's doing.
Definitely. And once again, guys, I do have a Facebook, but that's personal stuff. But once again, I know you guys so well. If you're interested, if you have Facebook, send me a personal message. I'll send you my Facebook link, and we can be friends on Facebook too. That'd be awesome. I already have one friend who sent me a message, and I'm now friends with them on Facebook. Once again, guys, if you have Facebook, send me let me know. I'll send you. I'll PM you my. Yeah, I'll send you my page link, and we can be friends on Facebook too. But once again, that's not comic book related. That's just to be friends on Facebook. Yeah. Alright guys, take care. See you next week for another Dark Avengers comic book review. Got a lot of stuff next week. There will be an unboxing video because there's some old stuff I threw in with the new stuff that I would like to unbox. So, see you guys next week for another Dark Avenger comic book
Later,
review.
guys.
Later,
Later,
everyone.
guys.
See you.